Welcome to this edition of Attention Talk Video. I'm your host, Attention Coach Jeff Copper, and I'm here with Linda Rogley, AD Diva. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's always a delight to be with one of my favorite people.
Well, you're one of my favorite coaches. Today I want to talk about a lot of people that I've talked to or coached. We talk about ADD, and they talk about like the aging process. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to that space a little bit? I mean, you're really smart in this.
Actually, I'm smart in it because I am aging. That's the reason I have experience.
No, let's be clear. We can talk about aging. Don't talk about old, okay? Because I don't like that word.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually talked to someone the other day who said, "Oh, well, those middle-aged women." I about smacked him. Actually, we are not middle-aged women. We are midlife women for everyone out there. Just
Very
so you
good.
want to know, or we are aging wonderfully. I have to tell you that what I usually tell people is that I can't tell the difference sometimes between ADD and AGE, which is kind of the ADHD versus age kind of thing. Women tell me all the time that it gets worse as they get older. And the truth is, it's kind of a combination of ADD and AGE. And yet, you know what's interesting is that it doesn't really make any difference whether it's ADD or AGE, because they have just done a study recently that shows that ADD medication actually helps menopausal women focus better. So it sounds like we're kind of a cure-all for all of those ills. But the truth is that memory does decline as we get older, and that doesn't help our ADD at all.
It's like a double whammy.
It is a double whammy. It's kind of like ADD on steroids or AGE on steroids. That's why a lot of women at midlife are diagnosed when they hit that. I certainly was. I ran to the doctor saying, "Give me ADD meds," and he said, "No, you need estrogen because that's what's wrong." I said, "Okay." Actually, I didn't say okay because that was the Women's Health Initiative. So we had all that, or estrogen stuff. We'll talk later about that.
So that's interesting. You were diagnosed later.
Oh, yeah.
And at first, they were talking about hormones before they got to the ADA.
Well, I was diagnosed with, if you want the real chronology, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and I denied it. I was in complete denial for years. And then when I hit that change of life, my brain disappeared. I tell everybody I was Dane bred, not brain dead, Dane bred. And I couldn't put two words together and create a sentence. It was terrible. I was afraid to have conversations with my business associates because I was afraid I would suddenly go off on some tangent and I would lose clients that way. So I just stayed home and talked to my dog, who didn't mind if I forgot their name. And my husband minded a little bit more, but I stayed home a lot. And I said, I've got to do something about this. I went to my doctor and he said, I need the ADD meds. I finally believe it. I've got it. I get it. And he said, "Nope, women of this age do not need ADD medication. You need estrogen. Go get some." And I said, "Can you give me some?" He said, "No, go to your OBGYN." And that was the time when the Women's Health Initiative had just come out. No one takes estrogen. It was a bad thing. And gradually I began to realize over a period of years that estrogen really isn't so bad, and that's just for me. I am not at all advocating this, but it worked for me. It kind of restored my brain again, and that Women's Health Initiative has been found to have some flaws in it. So I encourage women to look into do their own research about this to see whether it works for them. Obviously, if you have a hormonally related issue like cancer or something like that, you don't want to do that. But what happened for me was that I did end up taking estrogen and hormone replacement, but I also ended up moving into gradually taking ADD medication. And now look how wonderful I am.
It's wonderful, wonderful. And so, Linda, the reason I wanted to have on the show is I'm sure there's people out there that are hitting this life and they're wondering what's going on. They're searching for information.
Terrible.
And the great thing, what I like about you and what you just shared is your kind of story. Say, hey, you're not the only one that's out there. This is a part of the process, and there's help and there's hope at this point in time. So just do the research and understand what's best for you and go from there.
That's absolutely right. And I just want to end with one quick thing, and that's not just about women. I know estrogen is usually about women, but men's hormones drop not as precipitously as women's, but we all go through that who am I and what did I say last and all that kind of stuff. So men often get diagnosed with ADHD at a later age, if you will, as well. And partly that's because of awareness, but also it's because we just need more help, and why not get it?
It's interesting that you say that because more and more I'm coaching adults that have been diagnosed later in life. I think it's a combination of the age thing, but also maybe career transitions and stuff where that kind of prompts it, because our world is becoming much more self-service and it's more and more difficult. So for those that out there that would like to learn more about you, your website, it's addiva.net.
ADDIVA.net, ADDiva.net, because that is the AD Diva Network. And you can find more about the aging process and my own journey through that in my book, Confessions of an AD Diva, Midlife in the Nonlinear Lane, which won first prize last year in the Independent Book Awards.
It did, and if you're watching this video, go search in the Attention Talk video archives for Meet the Neurotransmitters and see the brilliance of Linda with her cartoons, and she'll introduce you to her friends, and you'll understand them like never before.
Exactly right, because I need all the friends I can get. I don't know about you.
Well, Linda, thank you very much for coming to the show, right?
I'm so glad to be here. Can I get to kiss you again?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.